do his candle.
I'm going to
Not
move
ready.
on to the
After all
other
that.
6,005 things that I have to do.
One moment, please.
Yes. So as he finds the lighter, the light of God, there we go.
Well, good morning, everyone. And we light our candle this morning. And our candle, again, the significance is that, again, the wax representing the one. There is one. And we have 2 wicks in the candle. The first wick we light, again, that represents the light of God in us, in you. And the second candle we light, wick, is that of the community candle, as we, again, as you can see, visibly, again, as we meet together, that we do shine a greater light. Thank you.
All right, thank you. And John's going to do his opening song. So, an opening
one is wonderful. Joy in the morning, joy in the afternoon, joy in the evening, joy again soon. When we are happy, joy is how. Joy is wonderful, joy is now. Joy in our homes, joy in our work, joy in relationships, joy at the birth. When we are happy, joy is how. Joy is wonderful, joy is now. Joy in accomplishment, joy in getting done, joy in doing well, joy in having fun. When we are happy, joy is how. Joy is wonderful, joy is now. Joy is now.
Well, thank you, John. Very much appreciate it. And today our speaker is going to be Dr. Carol Andrick, and she is speaking about it is our inheritance. It's my inheritance. It's an inheritance of some sort. But anyways, looking forward to that. And again, we had a wonderful picnic. Everybody that was able to come we still got to see several people we hadn't seen for a long time. Had really good food. So everybody who brought stuff, the other Diana Hawk, she asked my brother if he was a chef because she thought his baked beans were so good. So, so anyways, Yeah, because they were really good. So,
No, it was the secret Hessler family recipe.
which varies a little different each time he makes it, but yeah. So sometimes it just depends, but they were very good. But that's beside the point. We had a wonderful time. So let's go into my 365. Michael's going to do 365.
Yes.
Will give us
Yeah. So good morning, everyone. It's good to see everyone today. Today's reading is from, again, Science Mind 365. The affirmative thought today is divine circulation animates my being. Divine circulation animates my being. So say that to yourself quietly. Divine circulation animates my being. And say it again and just see and just feel that. Divine circulation animates my being. The Chinese sage says that the Tao, meaning spirit, produces everything, nourishes everything, and maintains everything. It flows through and is in all things, being all that there is. There's nothing outside of it. There is a spiritual presence pervading the universe and welling up in your consciousness, always proclaiming itself to be the source of your being. The enlightened ones of the ages have told you that your recognition of life is God within you, recognizing itself in everything that you do. So say silently as I say out loud, I know that there is one mind, one spirit, one body. The mind, the spirit, the body of God, the universal wholeness, the ever-present good, the all-sustaining life. So every organ, every function, every action and reaction of my body is in harmony with the divine creative spirit. I could not ask for more, greater could not be given. I now seek to realize the significance of this one mind and this one body. I now become aware that this one mind is acting through my body in accord with its own divine perfection, peace, and harmony. The divine circulates through me automatically and freely. Every atom of my being is animated by its action. I know that at all times I have a silent, invisible partner, walking with me, talking with me, operating through me. Consciously, I keep my mind open to its guidance, to its inspiration and illumination. Science of Mind 365.
Great. Well, thank you. And John's going to go ahead and do a song, and then I will do the meditation. And John, remember to tune on your, yeah. And if you got your musician stuff on as well. All right. Thank you.
Peace is now. Peace is here. Peace is everywhere. Floating in a sea of peace. Beyond all we know. Peace is growing on and on. Everywhere we go. Joy is down. Joy is here. Joy is everywhere. Floating in sea of joy beyond all we know. Joy is going on and on everywhere we go. Love is now, love is here, love is everywhere, floating in a sea of love beyond all we know. Love is going on and on everywhere we go.
And as we continue to relax, take in a deep breath. Just release and relax and just let go. Take in another deep breath as we are reminded by the words of the song. One more great big deep breath in. And know that all is well. For peace, love, and joy, power, wisdom, love, light, prosperity, abundance, wholeness, completeness, perfection. These are all attributes of spirit, all attributes of God. But because God is the creator, He created all that is, these are also attributes of each and every one of us. Because we are created in Spirit's likeness. So everything that God is, we are just on a smaller scale, individually. But as we gather together, it grows even more. And as we spread out our love across the internet, across the world, to each other, to our friends or family, it is also for each and every one of them. Stronger, more powerful, more loving, more peaceful, more joyous, more happiness. And as I know that we are all one, and recognize that because we are in Spirit's image, God's image, and are part of that. It reminds us of that this is our inheritance. Our inheritance is already peace and love and joy, power and beauty and light and life, and wholeness and completeness and perfection, and prosperity and abundance. This is our inheritance. And as Carol Ann speaks about that today, I just know for her that her words are Spirit's words. That Spirit is speaking through her, in her, and as her. John's music, same goes for him. Speaking through him, in him, and as him. Anna for doing the Facebook feed, for Deb being here, and Kyle, and for Michael, and for anybody else who may be on this, listening or seeing this at another time. We're just grateful. Grateful for all the good. Grateful for having had the wonderful picnic and seeing people we hadn't seen in a long time. Having a chance to be together. I just give thanks. I give thanks for Summit Center for Spiritual Living and the people that make that up. And just the opportunity for us to be together in spirit, in mind, in a physical form once in a while. It is just so magnificent. I am grateful for all the good. I am grateful for the wonderful happenings that is happening right now. So I now release my word. I know it's already done because Spirit has already taken care of it. And it is done. And so it is. And so I let it be. Amen.
Love is not. Love is here. Love is everywhere. Floating in a sea of love. Beyond all we know, love is growing on and on, everywhere we go.
And as you open your eyes and open your cameras, please be with me as we look at each other's eyes and notice Spirit in each and every one of us. Bless Kyle for his birthday. Another year yesterday. That was yesterday. And John, you know that's my favorite song. As soon as you strum a couple things, I'm put into meditation right away. So, all right. Well, thank you, everyone, so much. And I'm going to now turn this over to Carol Ann so she can talk about her inheritance. All right. Thank you, Carol Ann. Thank you, John. Carol Ann, you're on mute.
That was the best part of learning how to read lips. Oh, thank you everyone for being here. I know I say this all the time, but it is so very true. Your presence is enough. Your being here in presence is such a gift to everyone, and it doesn't matter whether you're here now or you watch this later. Your presence is very important as you go through life. And I really hope I say it enough times that you really get it on a deep level. So this is my inheritance. This is your inheritance. And when we think of the word inherit or inheritance, we usually think of something physically. Uh, and oftentimes it's money, sometimes it's property or jewelry. It could be a debt. We can inherit debt. It could be a pet. Sometimes it's something very, very tangible. I know when I ask my family what, if anything, that they would like to have, so I could mark it down and to make sure it got to the right person. And they each, I asked them individually, and they each thought, well, my one daughter said, "Let me get back to you," and they took it very seriously what they would really like to have. And it was interesting because my youngest daughter loves blue cobalt, and what she really wanted was a blue tinged round mirror that would be her grandfather's, and she said, "I want Dad's um, light blue tinted mirror, Mom." He every day went before he went to teach high school. He would stand in front of it and tie his tie. And she says it just makes me kind of feel good because I use that to put my jewelry on, and I just think of him, and they had a special connection, and she said and she said, "So I would really like that." And I said, "Oh my goodness, you can have that right now. You don't have to wait." And she says, "Oh, really, Mom? I thought you had to die first." And I said, "Well, this is an early inheritance, and she has enough, and it is in a place of prominence, and she just, I just really made it for him." My other daughter likes jewelry, and there were a couple of pieces of jewelry that she wanted. And even my son-in-laws got in on this, and it was interesting because they picked old pieces of furniture that were my grandparents and my great grandparents. It was very, very interesting. Uh, and I think the thing about it is that there's more than physical inheritance that we can get. There is also a spiritual inheritance. And I know my daughters probably don't realize, but growing up in my household and all, they have a very deep spiritual awareness that just comes floating through them so nicely, and it's so natural. But the spiritual inheritance is actually, I'm going to draw from the Bible this morning. There are two places where it is mentioned. And the first one is in Micah chapter 6, verse 8. And Micah, I had to look Micah up. I knew he was a prophet. I didn't know anything more about him than he was a prophet, but he was considered one of the lesser prophets. And he was the first one to prophesy that the Messiah would be born in Bethlehem. So, gave him a lot of accuracy in later years. But he states, I lost it. And he states what the Lord requires of us in order to get our inheritance. And he said, "Oh man, he has showed us what is good, and what does the Lord require of you is that you do good, you love mercy, and you walk humbly with your God." So there was a requirement in order to receive the inheritance. And think about that a minute. To do good, to do what is right, to be merciful means to be kind, be gentle, and to walk humbly with your God. Today, I know in the AA tradition, they would say wear life like a loose set of clothes. Just be very, just be very humble, go about doing what you're doing. That doesn't mean you don't stand up for yourself. It just means that there is quiet peace about you. There's a strength and there's a peace about you that you're comfortable. That loose set of clothes is very nice. I also, as I was reading of that, Theodore Roosevelt popped into my mind, and I thought, whoa, we better look him up, see what's going on with him. He was the 16th president, but what he said was speak softly and carry a big stick. Now, actually, if you really look at that, that could be, very spiritual. Speak softly, be humble, and carrying the big stick easily meant, and he was a religious man. It means not only that you have physical power behind you, but even greater, you have spiritual power behind you. One and God makes a vast majority. So there are all different kind of ways to look at this. Then the other reference was in the New Testament, and I got this from the New International Version in Luke, verse 12, 32. It says, "Fear not, little flock. It is the Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom." Read that again. "Fear not, little flock. It is the Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom." To give. Here's your inheritance. We get the kingdom of God. Whoa. You know, when I first read that, I was a teenager and it was like, whoa, hey, this is pretty cool. Don't know what it means, but hey, if I'm getting the kingdom, this is something I really need to look on. So moving along, uh, it was interesting because the August 1st Science of Mind reading, I have a paper that has me read the whole Science of Mind book in a year. The August 1st Science of Mind reading, and if you want to look this up, you can. It was on page 520, the first paragraph. And it says, and time has come, the hour is struck, the power from within has come forth and is expressing through my word. I do not have to wait. Today is the time. Today I enter into all truth. Today I enter into my inheritance. I'm going to read that again. The time has come. The hour is struck. The power from within has come forth and is expressing through my word. I do not have to wait. Today is the time. Today I enter into all truth. Today I enter into my inheritance. And of course, it was speaking about the physical or spiritual inheritance. Today, I have it right now and I speak my truth. What is that saying? Well, in Science of Mind, we do a lot with prayer treatment. We do a lot, and through prayer treatment, there is the power of the word comes through very strong. And what that is saying to us, this is our inheritance. This is what we are beginning, and we can claim it. We can claim it at any time we want. We can put it off for 10 years. We can claim it now. It sounds like I'm going to do an altar call, but I'm not. It is here. It is here right now. We have been given what we need to do. In other words, to begin to live from awareness. That's all that's talking about. To begin to live from awareness. Simply be, and I speak about this a lot. It's moving behind this mind into the larger mind. That's the aware mind. And it's saying, hey, I can learn to do this. It can be very simple. And the only thing, of course, is practice. It's just like learning to roller skate or ride a moped or jump out of a parachute. It only takes practice. So our inheritance is to be happy, joyous, and free from the constriction of our physical mind. Our physical mind is good for information, but sometimes it has such a strong hold on us that we don't dare do anything else. So the question becomes, okay, this is great. How do you do that? Gotta have steps, gotta have something. And the mind, of course, loves steps. It loves process, so it can kind of go through and check everything off that it's doing. And in thinking about that, I realized that you already know. I already know what to do. It's a process of doing it. So I am simply going to give you 7 things that came through to me that we know we need to be doing, but we don't necessarily do, or we do them occasionally, type of thing. And the first one is to be in the present moment, to be here now. How do you do that? How do you stay in the present moment? We know what to do. Simply focus on our breathing. Our breathing's in the present moment. It keeps us in the present moment. And I know I've talked about that a lot, but it is so easy and simple that we forget to do it. And it's simply a process of practicing. Focusing on your breathing when someone is talking, when you're driving, when you're working on a problem, whatever it is. And it will go with ease and flow. And how do you get good at it? You practice it. I know when I first started, when I first got that and realized how important and critical that was, I had signs all over that said breathe, 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 breathe. And my girls used to come in and say, "Oh, Mom." And I'd say, "No, no, no. I'm learning to be in the present moment. And if I breathe, I can listen to you and I can speak from another place in consciousness that's going to open everything up." And I say, "Okay, Mom, are you telling us when we come we have to breathe?" I said, "Oh, it'd be nice." I love my daughters deeply, and what I find is they kind of take something and they take it home and they kind of turn it over, and then after a certain period of time, they'll come back and say, "Mom, when you said this, well, I thought about that, and I've been practicing." And they do it in their own way and their own time, and that's exactly what you need to be doing. So being in the present moment. The second thing is to spend time in nature. Uh, for most people, that might be a little bit of a challenge because they're so busy in their life. But it means that each day you need to spend time in nature. Have a yard, go out, walk in the yard. Some people are even so brave as to take their shoes off and walk barefoot. It's called grounding, and you kind of soak up the earth's energy. Sit under a tree, hug a tree. I mean, it's so interesting because these things cycle. It used to be that hugging trees and being in nature was very, very strong, and everything was, let's go out into nature. And then it just kind of, it hit its peak, and then it's just kind of, some people continue, but pretty much people have kind of forgotten that, other than they might walk in the park sometime and really enjoy it and say, "Gee, I got to do this more often." It doesn't happen. You got to make it happen. In fact, it's something that you can easily do for 10, 15 minutes every night. The third thing is getting another hour of sleep. We are sleep deprived, not only in America, but in this whole world. And when we do not have enough sleep, that means that our energy has to go to keep our body, a tired body, functioning. And it can be quite hard. We find ourselves kind of dozing off in the afternoon, or or just kind of gazing sometimes, and we'll say, oh, and then go back to work. Oh, he's tired. How do you get an extra hour of sleep? Actually, it's very simple. What you do is the first night you go to bed 10 minutes early. That's all, just 10 minutes early. You do that for a couple of weeks until you're kind of, you've got your schedule set up so you can do that. And then you add another 10 minutes. And you do that for a couple of weeks. It's a gradual process. We have instant gratification in our society, and everything has to happen now. It has to happen quickly, and that isn't how the universe operates. There's a lot of some things come quickly, but a lot of things take time, and you just take it kind of one step at a time. The fourth thing, another easy one, stay hydrated, and that means drinking water. Drinking water. In fact, the easiest way to find out how much water that you need. We don't need the flavor. We don't need the sugar. What we need is the water. Take your weight, divide it in half, and that is how many ounces of water you need. So if you weigh 140 pounds, half of that is 70, so you need 70 ounces of water. Sounds like a lot, doesn't it? 70 ounces of water. Well, a quart is 32 ounces, so that says I need 2 quarts and 6 ounces. So if I get 2 quarts, hey, I'm doing real good. How do you do that in a day? And people have all different strategies. One of the best and simplest things I have discovered is I put a large glass of water next to my bed. And the first thing after I run to the bathroom, I sit down and I drink that glass of water, and it's at least 8 ounces. So, I've already gotten a major start. My body is really thirsty and ready for that water. And then I have 2 quart. I literally have 2 quart bottles, and I fill them in the morning. And one I want to drink by noon, and the other one I want to drink by 6 or 7 o'clock. Don't want to go too far in the evening, because if I drink a lot after 8 o'clock, then that means I'm going to be up at night. I don't want to get up at night. Yeah, and you take it with you, and there it is. And people say, "Oh, it's so flat. It doesn't taste good. I've got to put a flavor in." Well, not really. It's amazing how you can get used to it. And you can have it cold. You can put ice cubes in it. I mean, all sorts of variations. But this is how much minimal that your body needs in order to function. Now, depending upon your job, you might need more because you're out and working outside and hot and all. You can adjust for that. But just getting the minimum is, for the absolute majority of people, is more than enough. I mean, it's like the body's saying, "Oh my goodness, I'm in nirvana." This is really so cool. Okay, the fifth one is to stay warm. In other words, don't get cold, because when you get cold, your body has to work overtime to cool you off. So that means even in the hot summer, you're going out to supper or someplace inside with air conditioning, you can take a sweater or a jacket or something, and don't sit under the air conditioner. The sixth one is to, at the end of the day, take time to just see what worked and what didn't work in your day. I like to keep a notebook and don't write a lot. I just uh, write down what worked, what didn't work, and say yay for the things that worked, and look at what things didn't go too well and what I could do to change them. 10 minutes. It's not labor intensive. And finally, the seventh one: when you talk, put your hand on your heart, because what it does, it sends your body a message that you want to speak from your heart. You want to speak from presence rather than from your head. And nobody thinks anything of it. They absolutely. The first time I did it in a meeting, I thought, oh my goodness, what are people going to think? Nobody thought anything about it. They didn't even, look at me like, what's she doing? It was just business as usual. So 7 things, easy to do. Uh, this is a continuous process of expanding our time in greater presence and decreasing our time from the past and up here in our mind. And what happens over time, the neural pathway to the brain is still active, and it comes through when we need to remember something. Sometimes it doesn't. And then it's easy, you just play Buddha and say, remember, remember, and it comes out. But what is happening is you're spending more of your time in this expansive awareness. This is where all the knowledge is. This is everything that you need to know is in the universe, and you can access it. Except maybe the numbers for the winning lottery. I don't think you can do that. Eric Tolle did that one time, but I think it was a God-given play these numbers type of thing. So this is a continual process of learning and growing. Each of us has our own path. The only wrong thing that you can do is to do nothing. And to stay in the same old problems and repeating them and wondering why, you're not getting anywhere or you don't feel any better. So you get to choose each moment. Each moment we get to choose. Just remember, you are meant to be happy, joyous, and free. And if you're not, you know what to do. So, it's really in your hands. Thank you so much for your presence here. What a joy to be with you. Oh,
Thank you, Caroline. That was absolutely beautiful. And of course, I knew you would say to be in the present moment, do the breathing, and I've been teaching my sister that a lot to try to get her, because she's had a lot of anxiety, and I tell her just focus on your breathing, try to just slow it down, and I've been doing that a lot, and that really helps in general. But then, as far as the water, I always do the water. Now I do put some flavoring in it sometimes, but I try to make at least part of it regular, just plain old water. But yeah, because of my weight, I would have to do almost a whole gallon every day. So, but not quite. But it's so it takes a lot, and that means I'm always going to the bathroom a lot. But that's okay. It's a good thing. So, anyways, I just really, really appreciated all the 7 steps and everything. So, I do appreciate it. All right. So, anybody else has comments? Question?
Got frozen out there for a minute.
Yeah.
Most of those are on my list of daily activities. I don't go to bed 10 minutes earlier. I sleep an hour later in the morning.
well, that works too. It's what works for your body.
Well, people accuse me of missing daylight, but like my college schedule. I breathe and I sit outside in the backyard and watch the birds, squirrels, skunks, and groundhogs, all the animals of the city, walk through my yard and play and do things. I go walking in the woods. There's another one there that I'll pop up to, but I forget which one it was. Yeah, I love all those things.
I have a wee rabbit. Just a little baby, and it's more than a little baby, but it's still tiny. And when I go out in the evening to water and do garden work, it is often out there, and it's in the middle of the grass, and it's being perfectly still, and I just kind of giggle because mother says sit still and I'll be okay. So it's sitting there and it's watching me, and it's not moving its head, but it's moving its eyes and all, and thinking, Mom said I'd be okay. Mom said I could be okay. I could be. So I started to talk to it and just say, well, there you are. Yes, I'm going to be over here. I'm going to be working over here. You can watch. And then I'm going to have to walk a little bit closer. So I've gotten within 4 feet of it of walking by, and it's just, I'm sitting still, I'm sitting still, I'm sitting still. And it is so beautiful to, I don't know. I don't know how long it's going to be around. Who knows? Maybe at some point we'll actually be able to get closer. But it's just being there in that presence that is so tender. It's so enjoying.
I have a kitten that came through like that the other day. We have cats in the yard too, stray cats. But I don't try to get closer to the skunk. I say, stay away. Do not spray. I will not hurt you. Well, the other thing is water. I actually go to the spring in Canton once a month at least and fill up big 5-gallon jugs. And I have some 3-gallon jugs. I fill the back seat of the car, the front seat of the car with this deep water spring water.
Oh, nice.
Not polluted with city chemicals like chlorine and fluoride aren't good for you. But deep water, spring water, that's pretty clean of even environmental contaminants.
Okay, is there any other questions or comments?
Oh, I don't know if I ever told you guys, but I was the ship I was attached to was the Theodore Roosevelt. They called it the Big Stick. Yeah.
Nice.
The Big Stick, huh? Wow. Michael?
Just very good. Thank you. Just really, really good. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you, Carol Ann, again. And John's going to do a song.
There is love in every heart, even though it seems to be that each of us is living apart. Love is here if we can see. Living on a life of beauty is all around and deep inside. Feel the love and share it onward. Love is rising like the tide. Happiness and joy uplift us when we fall. Love is love, inspiring goodness is all around and deep inside. Feel the love and share it onward. Love is rising like the tide. Know that loving light is guiding even in the darkest hour. Radiant light and colorful hue, displaying love from world to flower. Living love, inspiring goodness is all around and deep inside. Feel the love and share it onward. Love is rising like the tide. Living love, life of beauty, with the loving peace inside. Feel the peace and share it onward. Peace is rising like the tide. Light is rising like the tide. Joy is rising like the tide. Love is rising like the tide.
Thank you, John. That was beautiful. Okay, so it's time for announcements. No, it's time for our time to give. All right. So there's the opportunity to give. So there are a couple ways. You can go to Zelle or you can go to PayPal, and you would put in SSC of Akron, AKRON, at gmail.com, and you can give that way. Or you can do like what Carol Ann does and send a physical check or a money order. I always get a nice little note. I love getting those nice notes, but I appreciate that. But you don't have to put a note. Just send it in, have the word summit on there, and we'll get it put in to 1199 Lexington Avenue, Akron, Ohio, 44310. Make sure that that's added. So with that, just as we symbolically take our gifts right top over left, and just know that all that we have, all that we give, all that we receive is blessed in a very gracious manner, and that it goes back to the work of Summit Center and the people, the giver, and the people. And so it is. And so I let it be. Thank you. All right, now.
Good more good is mine, ever increasing good is mine, limited infinite good is mine. Wherever I go, I see good. Whatever I do, I feel oh so good. I'm worthy and entitled to good and more good. It crowds itself upon us, wraps itself around us. We give ourselves permission to accept more good, express more good. Good, more good is ours, and ever increasing good is ours. Thank you, spirit and soul.
All right, thank you. Oh, now it's time for announcements.
Yes, again, thank you all for attending the picnic. To reach us, and again, the people who were not there were, you know, Carol Ann and Hannah. I mean, you were very missed, and but the food was excellent, as they say in the church world. The fellowship was absolutely wonderful, and it was good to see everyone. And again, we got to do that again sometime. I was telling people I'll see you at Christmas time, so I'll see you around. So we could, do the luncheon around then. But I spend most of my week at New Thought Media Network, ntmedia.org for more information. Thank you.
All right, John.
Yeswise.com. YESWINC.com. Yeswise Inspiration. At the top. Check out one of my blogs. Several.
Okay. And next week I'll be the speaker. Week after that is John. And the last Sunday of the month will be Deb. So looking forward to everybody doing that. So that's all the announcements. And with that, we'll have a moment of silence. I'm going to ring us in and ring us out. But please notice that as we go to a moment of silence, bring into your hearts and minds and in your thoughts and prayers whoever may need some healing, whether it be yourself, family member, co-worker, the world, whatever it is. Just know that it's being taken care of right now in a very great manner. All right, so I'll ring us in. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.
Don't do anything because I don't have patience.
We are the people.
Thanks.
Sing out, people, sing out love. We are the people who love. We are the people of peace. We are the people of peace. Sing out, people, sing out peace. We are the people of peace. We are the people of joy. We are the people of joy. Sing out, people, sing out joy. We are the people of joy. We are the people of love. We are the people of love. Sing out, people, sing out love. We are the people of love. We are the people of love.
All right, thank you so much. And Anna, you can end our Facebook feed now. And